Good morning. I showed Soph last night the app, the battery saving alarm app, which I think is absolutely amazing. This is what happened. This is the app you should get, Soph.
Battery charger.
Yeah, so you set where you want it to give you an alarm. So when it gets to 35, it gives you alarm. When it gets to 80, it gives you alarm. And that way, hopefully, your battery will last longer than 5 minutes. It's about to die, right?
Yeah.
22%.
I'm on the phone all day and stuff.
Have to have like a charger, like have one on your desk, the cable just sitting there waiting. The alarm goes off, you plug it in. Right, so what do you need to do now with your unplugged screen on phone at 22%?
No doubt you will plug it in for me. And
Well, somebody better.
thank you.
So yeah, I think there's really no helping her and her battery issues on that phone. I'm in the middle of doing a bunch of planning because it looks like next week might be just a little bit complicated. Good complicated, but complicated. I was supposed to be having a bit of a longboarding lesson today. Maybe I'll just head into town and grab a burger instead. You're never gonna believe this. I'm running a bit late. Not acceptable weather. Have to come up with a completely alternative plan for today. Yeah, no chance. The problem with the UK is it just does this for days and days without end. That's why I did so much skating over the last few weeks, because I knew it was all going to come to an end. But there you go, my rain moaning is over. Now it's time to get on with a little bit of quick shopping. Can't run out of milk, won't be able to have my lattes. Good news is, I'm sure the weather is going to be getting better. I'm just not sure when. I'm actually trying recording using a lav mic. See how that goes. Never done that before with the Zoom, so might work well, might not. You see, that is the problem with this little camera. It's great because it's waterproof and all, but the downside is the sound is kind of rubbish. And if I move my finger over here, let's say, then not particularly good sound. So I'm hoping that the Zoom H1 with this lapel mic would do the job. All about a little bit of problem solving, this vlogging. My new housekeeping policy, little and often. That's what I'm gonna try and do. I figure using that little micro vacuum cleaner, if I can just do, I don't know, even just 5-10 minutes, but every day, it should help keep the dust and general rubbish under control, at least until I get a robo vacuum cleaner. Right, I'm gonna do a quick bit of practice outside, you know, longboard practice. Oh, hello. Excellent, that's done now. And at least I got a little bit of exercise done as well. How this all relates to batteries and EVs and the concept of little and often. Oh. Love this app. Why do I love that app so much? Because it means I've actually got a fighting chance of keeping my phone between 80 and 30, 40%. Reason why that matters so much to me. The thing about phone is the manufacturers have been pushing batteries as far as they will go, and maybe even a little bit further in the case of Samsung and the Note 7, for a long time. And the end result of that is they don't really last very well, which is why your phone starts off working fine, and then after a year or two the battery life is rubbish. It didn't used to be so much of a problem because the battery didn't used to be built into the thing. Thank you very much, Apple, really helpful there, really helpful. On the upside, that's one of the reasons why this is kind of a bit waterproof and that is useful. So I suppose the concept of building a battery in is not necessarily the problem, so much as the fact that the manufacturer wants to put the biggest possible talk time on there without actually having to invest in any battery research. So, you know, they'll use the best that's available, but they're not going to put the billions in necessary to make the marginal 5-10% increase in improvement, because it would just be much cheaper to put slightly more efficient RAM or a slightly better screen. So that's what they've been doing, which is why battery technology kind of didn't move forwards all that much until EVs came along, because, you know, your 7% per annum average improvement makes a massive difference to EVs. How that relates to the little and often concept: if you want to work a battery less hard, a lithium ion battery, what you do is you keep it between 80 and 30%. And then it will last substantially longer. It's the same for EVs, of course. I do have a bit of a major problem in my life, which is that my MacBook sits at 100% almost all the time, and I've just thought of no sensible way to solve that problem. I'm hoping that Apple don't push the battery too hard, and what is 100% on the MacBook is actually only 90. Probably isn't, it's probably 95%, but that's still gonna make a big difference over 100%. Whereas these phones, you know, they go all the way, because, you know, they kind of want people to just get a new one, preferably every year. And it is about time I head off to get Jasper. Here you go. I need to talk to you, Jasper. What? Unfortunately, you did not have a very good day at preschool today, did you? You weren't particularly good today, were you? Yeah. You were a little bit naughty. I'm going to need you to be a really big boy next week, because you're coming with me on an exciting journey.
What is it?
We're going to go for a very long drive. Very long drive. It might even take 2 whole days to drive. Probably won't take that long. And then we're going to go on a short ferry. You know what a ferry is?
No, it's a different kind of bus.
Different kind of boat. It's just going to be me and you, okay?
Why?
Well, Mummy has to stay and work, unfortunately. Careful. Like I said, I need you to be a really, really good boy.
I am.
Okay, good. The fact that it's always best to keep a battery between 30 and 80% lithium battery does not necessarily mean that it's totally never ever run it down or charge it up. It just means don't do that all the time. So with that in mind, one thing I have not done yet with my big battery box that I bought to run the laptop on the plane is actually run it from full to empty. It's supposed to have 95 watt hours of power, which is a reasonably large amount, and it is fully charged at the moment. Let's find out how long it can run my MacBook Pro. We are now on battery power, and it is fully charged, as you can see, so we'll see how long that stays that way. I have been running this laptop in anger and editing like crazy for now 1 hour and 35 minutes, and the power is still going. What that means is I have run out of time, because Jasper's got to go up to bed. Quite impressed with that, actually. It's doing a good job. Because that's only the small one, 24,000 milliamp hour, and they do a 60,000 milliamp hour. So that's over twice this capacity. Really would enable me to edit an entire video on nothing but battery power. I'd like to just do all my editing on solar power. That would be so cool. Solar powered vlog. I tried to do a week of solar powered vlogging last year, and I kind of made it in a couple of days, and then it all just got too difficult and I couldn't keep up with things. But I might have another go at doing that some point this summer, you know, preferably when we've got some sunlight, which seems to be in short supply today. Right, anyway, Jasper to bedtime. Jasper is asleep. Yes, which means my work is done for the day. That battery is still going strong, amazingly enough. It's got to be more or less empty by now, surely. I think the thing is with battery care, sometimes it's more necessary than others. Like, for example, with a Tesla. Okay, yes, I keep it mainly between 50 and 70% when I'm just in the local area. And if I'm doing a big long journey, mainly between 90 and 30%. And that will make the battery last a little bit longer, definitely. but not a huge amount longer, because Tesla don't charge the battery up to full anyway, and they don't let you run it all the way down to empty, and you would normally leave at least 20-30 miles in the battery for a sort of diversion emergency type situation. Factoring all that in, the battery's going to last pretty well, pretty much whatever you do with it. So certainly if I was going to lease a Tesla, I would just do whatever. The only caveat to that is they do say charging the battery to 100% daily will shorten the battery life in a noticeable way. Other than that though, it's really things like your mobile phone where a bit of battery care does go a huge way. I think I'm probably going to finish up my editing now and get an early night. Ooh, this is exciting. Just received an email from Google saying that the Home Hub thing over there can now deal with multiple users. Good that it's getting better all the time. Fantastic. Right, well I hope you've enjoyed today's vlog post. If you have, remember to like it, share it and subscribe if you haven't already, and follow me on Instagram if you don't already. And I'll see you tomorrow for the next instalment of my daily vlog. Bye.
I want the tablet.
Unfortunately you weren't a good enough boy today. I spoke to Miss Steph, she said you were very naughty a couple of times.
I thought I get to bed.
No, sorry Jasper, naughty boys do not get tablets. That is just the way it goes.